Welcome everyone, my name is Rigel, and today I want to do kind of a where we're at so far video for the Eurovision 2022 season. And normally it would be way too early to do one like this in the middle of January as I'm recording this. However, this Eurovision season is not a normal one because we've already gotten 3 songs, and I want to say we've gotten more than 100 national final songs at this point. So yeah, this season is progressing very quickly, and I kind of just want to give a little update from based on like rumors and or actual information that I've gotten, either from Twitter or from various other sources like actual broadcasters and such. So yeah, I'm gonna go through the information that we've gotten for every single Eurovision 2022 countries, which means yes, I'm gonna record a segment for 41 countries. So sit back, relax. It's gonna be a long video once again. And I'm also gonna mention 2 other countries that aren't gonna be in Eurovision 2022, but we'll get to them, and it will be a very interesting situation with them for sure. And as you can probably notice by my stuttering, this video is absolutely not scripted, so expect even more stuttering at this point. And also you might notice that my recording setup has changed a little, because before I used to record just with PowerPoint, which is frankly horrible. However, I have now switched to just recording plain with Audacity, and I think that turns out a little better. So let me know if you think it's better as well. But with that said, let's get into the video, and let's start with Albania. Alright, our first country of Eurovision 2022 alphabetically, and that is Albania. Now, Albania was also the 3rd country to announce its song for Eurovision 2022. And right now the title is actually quite unclear, because the song that Ronella Hayati competed in Fix 60 with was Secret. However, I think she's gonna revamp it to be Secret, which I think sounds kind of lame. However, in any case, I'm still really glad that she won Fix 60. It was a really good song, really powerful song, that which I definitely preferred over Feye. In any case, yeah, she won Fix 60. I'm really happy about that. And what's next is a revamp. Now, I've seen some commentators say that the song doesn't need to be revamped. However, whether you like it or not, the song will be revamped, because it's like 3 minutes and 30 seconds long, which is obviously longer than the permitted length for any Eurovision song, which is 3 minutes. So it would have to be cut down regardless. And Ronella also said that she plans to introduce some English lyrics in there, and to do that she is going to be working with a Dutch producer based in London named Distortion with a Z. So yeah, she's going to be working with him to make an English, partially English version of Secret. So yeah, that's basically what's coming, and we don't know when it's coming, but yeah, she's gonna be revamping the song with Distortion, and yeah, that's really about it. Again, I'm still super glad that Ronella won Fix 60. It was about time Albania sent an upbeat banger. So yeah, that's about it with Albania. Now, alphabetically, our next country is Armenia. And, you better sit down for this one, because it's going to be a long one, because I've looked very deep into the Armenian situation right now, and, naturally, having won Junior Eurovision, there will be very high expectations. Now, there are a lot of rumored names, and right now, all we know for certain is that AMPTV will be doing an internal selection for Eurovision 2022, kind of like how ERT, the Greek broadcaster, did earlier on in December. Now, the announcement is expected in March, because if we've learned anything from Kami Kami, is that the Armenian delegation like to keep everything for the last minute and not announce anything until the music video is done and everything. So let's not expect an announcement any earlier than mid-March or something. So yeah, we're not gonna get a name anytime soon, but there are a lot of rumored names going around. And of course, we have names like Brunette, Ladaniva, Eric Karapetian, Sona Rubenian, Annie Christie. These are just some names that some Armenians have raised, but the two big ones are Afina Manukian and Saro Gevorgian. I think that's how you pronounce it. Now, first off, let's talk about Afina Manukian. If you follow Eurovision 2020, you'll know who Afina Manukian is. She won the Armenian national selection Depi Vratisil in 2020 with her song Chains on You, which was later revamped. And obviously she was supposed to represent Armenia in Rotterdam. However, Eurovision 2020 was cancelled, and then because of war reasons, Armenia was not able to participate in Eurovision 2021 either. So yeah, basically she was supposed to represent Armenia in 2020, and then she couldn't do that, and then she couldn't do that in 2021 either. And now there are a lot of strong signs suggesting that she submitted a proposal to AMPTV for 2022. And firstly, it's that I've been following her activity on social media recently, and she's been in Yerevan for, I think, almost 2 months now as I record this. And here's the thing, right? She actually doesn't really speak that much Armenian. Because by ancestry, she's 3/4 Greek, hence the Greek or Hellenized version of her Armenian surname. So she normally lives in Athens, as I understand it. However, in November, she just packed her bags for Yerevan, and so far she's still been living there. And when talking to her fans in Armenia, she actually has to use English because she, let's face it, doesn't speak that much Armenian, but she's still there. And if she, as a normal person, you're not gonna live in a country where you barely even speak their language for 2 months on end. So, and also, if you check her Instagram stories, she really likes to share these fan posts from people who want her to go to Eurovision 2022. So this makes me think that she has submitted a proposal to the Armenian delegation. However, whether she's going to be selected or not is still uncertain. Because, it's not as simple as Junior Eurovision, right? Because just like Afina, Malena last year was not able to do Junior Eurovision 2020 because, again, of war reasons. And Malena was internally reselected. However, perhaps, no offense to Malena, but I'm pretty sure it might have been because they didn't really bother finding another candidate. But, adult Eurovision isn't as simple as Junior Eurovision because, let's just say that Saro is a very big name in Armenia right now because, I think 2 months ago, Saro Gevorgian was in Sochi for a song contest named New Wave, and he won the song contest. And right after the song contest, there was video footage of Kirkorov from the Dream Team asking whether he would like to send a proposal to the Armenian delegation with a song that Kirkorov wrote. And, people from there could guess whether he said yes or no, but just a few days ago, he posted stories of him in Moscow with other members of the Dream Team in a studio. So, well, we know the answer now. And So yeah, and another thing that really makes it even more complicated is that Gevorgian is really close to the Armenian delegation, because even before Junior Eurovision, he was attending pretty much every single one of Malena's rehearsals, and the night before he video called her to wish her good luck. And when it was his birthday, like Saru's birthday, many members of the Armenian delegation actually, openly gave him happy birthday wishes. So you can see he's very friendly with the Armenian delegation. However, it's even more complicated because historically the Armenian delegation hasn't really cared too much, let's say, about Dream Team stuff. And by the way, Dream Team is just a bunch of stage directors and songwriters from Greece and Russia who quote unquote formed after the victory of My Number One by Helena Paparizou, I think 2003 or something like that. No idea. Anyway, the Dream Team have been behind a number of recent Eurovision songs. The most recent ones including Last Dance from Greece. The green screen idea was the Dream Team's idea, which whether it worked out or not is your view. And also, Moldova's song "Sugar" was written by Kirkorov, and in fact, in the green room, you can see Kirkorov actually sitting next to Natalia Gordienko. So yeah, that's the Dream Team, and this time the Dream Team wants to work with Sarah Gevorgian to send a proposal to AMPTV, and is unsure whether they've succeeded. But we do know that the song is currently being written and recorded. So yeah, there's that. And speaking of relations with the Armenian delegation, I'm not even sure Afina Manoukian knew that Armenia won Junior Eurovision, to be honest, but at least in public, she has not really interacted too much with the Armenian delegation. But, who knows what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe she did send a song in, maybe she didn't. Who knows? It's really complicated, but at least for the moment, Afina and Saro are the two most likely names to be selected, so don't be surprised if in March one of them is selected ultimately. So yeah, that's it about Armenia. Alright, next on our list we have Australia. Now, Australia this year has already announced their singers and songwriters for Australia Decides 2022. And, we already have some of the names. For example, Sheldon Riley is going with a song named Not the Same. Charlie is going with a song called I Suck at Being Lonely, which, by the way, a demo was actually leaked of it, and I heard it, and it's great. And then Jude York is going with a song named I Won't Need to Dream. Sean Millie Moore with a song named My Body. And, there's also some other big names. For example, Isaiah Firebrace, who represented Australia in 2017, I believe. And also Jaguar Jones, who I think in 2020 came second to Montaigne in Australia Decides 2020. And many people were hyped for her and are still hyped for her. But what's interesting is that this year Australia has decided to go with a TikTok wildcard for their for an extra entry. So basically, anyone who's who's in Australia and interested in participating in Australia Decides 2022 will have to record themselves singing any Eurovision song, I believe, and then upload it to TikTok. And right now, a fan favorite, I know it's weird, fan favorite of TikTok, right? A fan favorite for this TikTok wildcard is Jade Lizzie, who has apparently been to several live shows of Eurovision and has also done several covers of Eurovision songs, and in fact, a few days ago, Dami Im, who got second place for Australia, I believe in 2016, actually showcased her TikTok about her kind of Eurofan self-introduction, which, introduced Jade Lizzie to a much bigger audience. So, Jade Lizzie is the fan favorite, and let's see if she succeeds. Not really much else to say, but from what I have heard, like the snippets and the leaks and such, Australia decides is really strong this year. So, it's no surprise that they're in the top 5 right now in the odds. So, that's Australia, and I'm really excited for their next entry, and hopefully they will qualify this time. Next up, we have Austria, and according to Eberhard Forcher, who is the ORF Eurovision scout, they are currently deciding on which artist to internally select, and recent rumors have suggested that they will be deciding in mid-January, which, by the way, is now as I record this, and the announcement will be made in late January. So, let's see what happens. And also recently, we've gotten rumors on the exact identities of the potential acts to be selected to represent Austria in Eurovision 2022, which are Anger, Deldap, Candlelight Ficus, and Lumix. However, I read on a WeWeBlogs interview that one of the acts was already eliminated in late November, so I don't know which one it is. However, that is what I've heard. So I have no idea what really to expect from Austria, to be honest, but maybe they'll qualify this year, maybe they won't, but that's really all we got so far. So next up is going to be Azerbaijan, and unlike its neighbor Armenia, this is going to be a really short one because they have been really secretive. ITV have been really secretive about their internal selection process. I heard that a while ago they opened their submissions for songs, but that's really about it. I haven't heard much else, not even from Azerbaijani Eurofans, though to be fair, not a lot of Azerbaijani Eurofans are on Twitter anyway, but I haven't really heard much there, though it may be a male singer because they had Effendi for 2 years in a row, so maybe they'll select a male singer rather than a female one. But, beyond that, we don't really know much. We can't really even guess much. So, that's Azerbaijan for now. We haven't got much information from them. So, that's about it. Next up, we have Belgium. Now, obviously, Belgium was the first to announce their artist for Eurovision 2022, being Jeremy McKessie, who won The Voice Belgique earlier on in 2021. But since then, RTBF has essentially gone silent. We haven't gotten anything from them. But there were rumors shortly after the announcement that Jeremy McKessie had met up with the songwriter of City Lights and Rhythm Inside. So maybe we can expect something kind of in that style of songwriting, if you will. But even then, it's very wide because the two songs are in very different genres. And speaking of genre, we don't really know what that's going to be like either, because while at The Voice Belgique, he sang a lot of ballads. However, he has personally said that he likes soul and R&B music, and during The Voice Belgique, he also sang a gospel song, which is very interesting. So no one really knows what he's gonna sing, and to take another example, if you remember Nico Kajaya from Georgia Junior Eurovision 2021, during Ranina, the Georgian Junior Eurovision national selection, he sang a lot of ballads as well, most notably Amar Pelush Deutsch. However, at the end, he came out with this really cool jazz number, and jazz/disco number. It's not really possible to predict what the what song they're gonna write for him or with him. So yeah, we don't really know what's gonna happen. We don't even know when they're gonna announce the song name even. So yeah, we don't really know much else other than the fact that it's gonna be Jeremy McKessie, though I suspect, behind the scenes the song is being worked on, so I think we're probably gonna get it maybe like next month or something, but we'll just have to see. Next up, Bulgaria. Well, do I really need to say anything? Like, it's kind of self-explanatory at this point. I mean, look at them in the odds, look at them in Spotify streams, look at them in the Eurovision scoreboard. Yeah, it's just not looking good for them. Like, I don't necessarily think they're gonna be like a last place NQ, but I think they're gonna be NQing nonetheless. And it's all thanks to this change in delegation, which just seems to be, let's just say, cheap, and some Bulgarians are even saying corrupt. I have no proof of that, so let's just say I didn't say that, some Bulgarians did. I saw that on Twitter. So yeah, not really much else to say. Yeah, wish them good luck, but honestly, not really either. Next up, we have Croatia. This is gonna be another short one because I don't have much else to say. They're using their usual national selection format, Dora, again. I don't really know much else because there are some names that are rumored, but I don't know any of them, so let's just end it off by saying that I hope they qualify this time. Yeah, that's really about it. Alright, next up we have Cyprus, and depending on how much I remember to say, this could be another long one, but essentially they're going with an internal selection again, and I understand that next year I think they're going to do some sort of national final-esque show, but yeah, this year they're still doing an internal selection, and in terms of female singers, we are down to basically two candidates, which are Tanya Brazu and Evangelia. Now, as I understand it, there's like a predicament within CYBC or RIK, whatever you want to call it, Cypriot broadcaster. As I understand it, there's some kind of predicament within CYBC, the Cypriot broadcaster, because on one hand they really do want to send Tanya Brazu, because apparently recently they've done a lot of promo for her on all sorts of networks. However, at the same time, CYBC is also very friendly with Panic Records, and Evangelia is signed to Panic Records. And even more recently, Evangelia released a new version of her old hit song, Fotia, with Eleni Ferreira, who I think is also signed to Panic Records. And obviously got second place for Cyprus in 2018. So, I think they're in a predicament. They want to send someone with a song that was written by a Cypriot songwriter, because Tanya's song was composed by a native-born Cypriot songwriter, not just a Greek one. However, at the same time, Evangelia is a little more famous, I think, in the international scene, so they also kind of want to send her as well. And also, by the way, Tanya Brazu is allegedly going for ballad, which would be a change of pace from their previous few entries with Fuego, and then Replay, and then El Diablo. So yeah, they might want to do that, but again, they might also want to send some, again, more pop-oriented dance music, like what Evangelia is making. So no one really knows there. However, there's also this, you could almost call it nuclear third option, which is they somehow got access to an old unreleased George Michael song, and they could get a random Greek male singer to sing it, apparently. That is according to a report from Eurovision Fund, which does have access to relevant broadcasters. So no one really knows what's going on. I have been told by certain sources that they may be announcing the representative this month, and I'm also following Evangelia on Instagram, and right now she's actually not in Cyprus or Greece. She's actually back home in LA, so no one knows. Maybe she got rejected, maybe she didn't, and maybe she's just taking a kind of last trip back home before she prepares for Eurovision. No one really knows. But in any case, I've been told that the announcement is expected this month. So again, keep your eyes out for that. Actually, before I go, something that I forgot about is the event called Mad Walk, which took place late last year, and kind of serves as a de facto national final for Cyprus this year, because various Cypriot/Greek artists perform some songs that may or may not be written by themselves. For example, the picture you see in the PowerPoint slide right now on the left, that's Tanya Brazil, who actually performed, believe it or not, Matahari at the Mad Walk, while Evangelia and Eleni Ferreira performed their Greek version of Fotia. And also Josephine was there, which was previously also a rather hyped name for Cyprus Eurovision 2022, Josephine Wendell. However, recently she confirmed that she had not received any invitation from the Cypriot broadcaster, so I suppose she's out. However, from what we've heard, basically Tanya Brazil and Evangelia are still kind of in the running for representing Cyprus at Eurovision 2022 in Turin. And by the way, no, Tanya Brazil is not Cypriot either. She's actually Greek-Romanian. So, yeah, the only really Cypriot part of her proposal, if you will, is the songwriter. So yeah, and people in Cyprus have been wanting Cypriot representation in Cypriot entries for quite a while now. Not just slap a random Greek person on there and call it a day. So yeah, that's what we've got about Cyprus. Tanya Brazil, Evangelia. There was the option of Josephine that they later basically crossed out, and also some Greek male singers singing a George Michael song. Then we have the Czech Republic. Now, this is going to be another short one because there isn't really much to say. ESCZ 2022 is over, and Lights Off by Domi, or We Are Domi, won. I'm not mad about it because, it was my second place among the 7 songs, but now I'm kind of indifferent to the song, if you will. And another interesting thing to note is that Alice Mraz came second place for the second time now, because in ESCZ 2020, she also got second place. But this time is not the end of the story. It's not just like, you lose, you go home or something. No, if you've paid attention to recent Eurovision news, you'll know what I'm talking about. But for now, let's just say, if you haven't, then stay tuned. Keep watching. And by the way, yes, I am still salty about Yazinki not winning. And then after that, we have Denmark, and they're going back to their traditional national selection, which is Dansk Melody Grand Prix. And unlike the Norwegian counterpart, this one hasn't really kicked off yet. We haven't gotten any rumored names. All we've gotten are the hosts and the location. The songs aren't released. We're getting them apparently on the 10th of February. So, that's something to look forward to, and maybe they'll be less vanilla. But yeah, in any case, the songs aren't out yet. So yeah, there's not really much to say at the moment. Hopefully they qualify, or maybe they won't. But yeah, we really don't know much right now. Next, we have Estonia, and they're going with their usual selection format, which is Estilal. And now, I was actually kind of disappointed at the quality. Usually there's this thing where, like, every free contest they get top 10 or something, but I don't really see anything in here that like screams top 10 to me. But in any case, I've looked at top lists all over, and I've compiled a bunch of favorites here. Some of my favorites aren't even here, and most of the names here aren't my favorites, but here are some of the fan favorites, so I guess you can look at them and judge for yourself how well SDLAO 2022 has gone, in your opinion. In my opinion, it's not particularly well, but it's not the worst selection. So yeah, that's about it with Estonia. And then we have Finland, which is going with its usual format, UMK, and this year they only just, as I'm recording this, they only just announced the list of the artists like 2 days ago, and most people are hyped for a certain Verasmus, who released a really popular song, I believe, in 2003. I was barely alive then, so obviously I didn't catch it. But in any case, yeah, the Rasmus are in, and as well as a bunch of other names. As I'm recording this, 2 of the songs are out, which are Hurricane by Cyan Kicks, as well as Rob Bum Bum by Bess. And both songs are great so far, and this has the potential to be the best selection of this Eurovision year, but we'll see. But yeah, both songs so far I think are extremely promising. Nothing that I listen to on a regular, but very strong Eurovision songs for sure. So yeah, that's Finland with UMK 2022. And then we have France, which is again returning to their classic selection format, which is Eurovision France, C'est vous qui décidez. However, we haven't really heard much from it. All I know right now is that the final auditions began recently, and naturally there's going to be high expectations with France because they won Junior Eurovision 2020 and then also got top 3 in Rotterdam. So expectations are going to be high, and it's going to be up to them to see whether they can fulfill that expectation or not. But yeah, right now we haven't really got much, no names or anything. Which I guess is understandable after having hosted, Junior Eurovision 2021. But yeah, not much going on with France right now, at least not that I've been seeing. We do know that there will be 12 participants in the national final, and I have also been told that the actual date of the national final is likely to be either the 19th or the 26th of February, so there's that to look forward to, I guess. So next up we have Georgia, and obviously a while ago they announced their act, which is going to be Circus Mercus, or as the announcer pronounced it, Circus Mercus. They're super mysterious, no one really knows who they are, but by looking on social media, some people figured out that there are members coming from Georgia, Greece, and Belgium, believe it or not, because in one of the promo videos they did, someone spoke perfect French, someone spoke perfect Greek, and there was also someone who spoke somewhat broken Armenian, which is what I'm told. I don't speak Armenian, obviously, but I've been told that they were speaking somewhat broken Armenian, and now some are speculating that one of the members, or even the lead singer, could be Nika Kosharov. Nika Kosharov from Georgia, I think 2016, which, believe it or not, was their last time that they qualified for the final. Yeah, some are theorizing that this is just Nika Kosharov and the Georgian Lolitas rebranded because various reasons, but yeah, people are speculating that. And also a while ago they posted this random image of what looks to be music notes, and well, I can tell they're music notes because they look like it and they don't exceed the range of A to G. But I do have a little bit of music training. I've been trying to put this into a score, and it hasn't made anything that made musical sense so far. So if anyone has been able to do that, please let me know. I have no idea what this is. So yeah, I have listened to some other songs from Circus Mircus, and for lack of a better word, they just kind of sound like elevator music. So yeah, for that name, you'd expect something really wild, really out there, but they're surprisingly vanilla, is what I've found from their songs. If you want free recommendations, I'd say 2334, Musician, and Weather Support. These three are my favorites, and I have them in my playlist. But yeah, I can't wait to see what Circus Mircus bring, because this is gonna be interesting. And then we have another Big Five country, which is Germany. Now, Germany are also doing a national selection this time, and it's called Unser Lied für Turin. They like to do this all the time, because I think in 2019 they did one called Unser Lied für Israel, and then various cities before that. But yeah, they're going back to their national selection. I have been, well, no, it is official, I think, that they're gonna do it in March. Some sources are saying the 10th of March, but I haven't been able to verify that. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. There are several rumored names, one of which is a certain group that I will not mention the name of because it contains a slur. But yeah, otherwise there's various rumored names that I haven't really been super excited for. But who knows? Maybe Germany will be able to gain success again, whatever the hell that means. But yeah, not really much else to say about Germany. They've got a national final. We don't even know the dates. But yeah, that's really it. And then after that, we have Greece. Now, obviously, last month, Amanda Tenfjord was announced as the Greek representative for Eurovision 2022, and which I'm a little sad about because I wanted Good Job Nikki, but whatever. What's done is done. They selected Amanda Tenfjord, who's actually Norwegian, by the way. So this means that if we take Czech Republic and Greece into account, we'll have at least 3 Norwegians in Eurovision 2022. That is, of course, including the actual Norwegian representative. Now, it has been said, well, not said, it's pretty much been confirmed that she will be bringing an emotional ballad, and it's pretty much probably gonna be in English because I looked at her discography and she's pretty much exclusively sung in English, so it's probably gonna be in English. And don't expect any Greek elements as well. The only reason she was selected was because I think she is like half Greek by ancestry. ERT loves to select their diasporas for some reason. But yeah, Amanda Tenfjord is gonna sing some sort of ballad. I listened to like 9 seconds of a preview, and it was like orchestral and stuff. It sounded alright. Some people were going crazy over it, but not myself. But yeah, she's also gonna be staged by the Dream Team. Now I'm not really surprised. I mean, after all, it's a Greek production, so the Dream Team have some kind of have some degree of experience with the contest, so I guess they could, come up with something. So yeah, not really much else. I haven't really bothered to check out her, actually listen to her songs, and not just look at the song names and such. But yeah, that's Amanda Tenfjord with an English language ballad representing Greece in Turin. And then after that, we have Iceland, and they're going back to their Söngvakeppnin national selection format, and it's going to be held in March. Now, we haven't gotten any rumored names yet, but they're going to be announced, the artists and the songs are going to be announced on the 5th of February. It was originally going to be the 29th this month. However, because of COVID, they had to push back. I don't know why they pushed back the song announcement, because it's not going to take place IRL, but whatever. They had to push back the national final, all of the semifinals and the grand final by a week. And in fact, the one of the executives from RUV said that if they could, they would have delayed it even further, but because there's a song deadline for Eurovision, they couldn't do that. So, yeah, Iceland's gonna have its national final in, I think, like early to mid March. I don't remember the exact dates. However, yeah, I'm really excited for them because from the last couple of years, Iceland has become one of my favorite Eurovision countries, with their unique and quirky stuff one way or the other. So I can't wait to see what they'll bring this time, and hopefully, add a few songs to my playlist because, I love Icelandic stuff. Alright, next we have Ireland. Now, when I first made this PowerPoint, it was like pretty dry on Irish Eurovision news, and I had originally put in a line saying RTE say something. However, hot off the press, we just got some news as I'm recording this, like, I want to say an hour ago. And well, they're going to do their late show thing, as they did like a couple of years ago. No one knows exactly when. We still haven't gotten a date. It might be January, it might be February, but rumors are saying February, even though they said it was going to be January, but whatever. Yeah, anyways, the news that was hot off the press is that there will be 6 songs in the selection, and the songs will be premiered on the Ryan Tuberty show next week, or actually starting tomorrow because it's Sunday as we record this. And the first 2 songs will be premiered tomorrow on the Ryan Tuberty show, which, by the way, is a radio show. And the rest will be also premiered like throughout the week. So I'm kind of looking forward to that, kind of not, because like this is a pretty lousy national final, let's be honest. But yeah, let's see where they go with this, and let's hope it's not going to be another last place NQ for them. Alright, this next one is going to be another short one because it's Israel, and I haven't followed their Eurovision journey, if you want to call it that, at all. They're using the format, well, it's not for Eurovision, but they're using X Factor Israel to decide their singer for Eurovision 2022. And, basically, I'm pretty sure it's like whoever wins gets a song of their choice, and then they get to go to Eurovision with it. Right now, as I understand it, at least on Twitter, the fan favorite right now is Lynette, who is a Turkish Israeli. Well, some Eurofans anyway. I think most Eurofans haven't even followed the selection at all either. However, as I understand it, Lynette is the fan favorite of Eurofans on Twitter, or some that I have seen. So, but I also have seen rumors on Twitter that she's not even in the final. So, who knows? Maybe she will. Maybe she is in the final. Maybe she isn't. I've absolutely no idea. But yeah, that's Israel. I don't have much else to say about it. Next up, we have Italy. Now, for Italy, naturally, there's going to be huge expectations. I've seen some people say online that if there was any country that could pull the double, it'll be Italy. And as far as I'm concerned, indeed, Italy is actually first place on the Eurovision odds right now. But of course, it's January. A lot of things can and will change. So who knows? But yeah, they're going back to their classic, well, it's not even a Eurovision format at this point, it's just a song festival whose side effect is Eurovision, I guess. But yeah, they're going back to San Remo. It's got a lot of big names this time. Like, I don't recognize a lot of these because I don't really listen to Italian music all that much, but from what I understand, because I think they did like a listening session of all the San Remo songs with the press, and like, as I understand it, the favorites right now are Mahmoud and Blanco, or Blanco, however you want to pronounce it. They've actually brought a ballad, and the other favorite I think is Elisa. These two are like the big favorites right now to win Sanremo 2022 and represent Italy on home turf. So yeah, these two are like the big favorites, at least in the odds. However, in the media, the favorite is La Rappresentante di Lista. I absolutely do not know how to pronounce that, but whatever. Yeah, or let's just call them LRDL. They are they're the media, like the local Italian media's favorite to win Sanremo. However, I've also been told that media favorites never win Sanremo, but who knows? Maybe that'll change this year, maybe it won't. But yeah, as far as odds go, yeah, like I said, Mahmoud and Blanco, as well as Elisa, are like the main favorites to win Sanremo. And yeah, that's about it. And the host is gonna be Amagus again. And Amagus has also said that perhaps the audience might be scaled down because COVID, obviously, Omicron. And also, like, this show itself might also be scaled down as well, and like might not last as long. And I doubt it's actually gonna not last until 4 a.m. this time, but we'll see. I'm absolutely not gonna sit through every minute of it. But yeah, they're going back to Sanremo, and expectations will be high about whether Italy manages to pull the double, and it's highly possible right now. And then after that, we have Latvia, and they're using their usual selection format again, which is Supernova. Now, the two big names that everyone is talking about are Aminata as well as City Zeni. There's also a 17th wildcard contestant, and when I made this PowerPoint slide, it was a question mark, but we know the contestant now, and at least for me, he doesn't really do anything. But yeah, who knows? Maybe the Latvians will like it. No idea. Anyway, back to the two big names, which are Aminata and City Zeni. And Aminata is special because in Eurovision 2015, she actually, I believe, got 6th place for Latvia, which is pretty impressive considering Latvia is one of the poorer performing Baltic countries in Eurovision. But yeah, that's pretty impressive, and she's also written several other Eurovision songs as well for Latvia. And this year, she's like, okay, Latvia, you've done so poorly, I'm just gonna come back and do this myself. And she has indeed come back and is indeed the favorite to win Supernova right now with her song I'm Letting You Go. And she's actually clarified on her Instagram that the version that's available right now is actually just a demo, so it could very well exceed her previous song, which so far this one hasn't done, at least in most people's opinion. I actually haven't listened to the last song, but whatever. Yeah, she's coming with a song named I'm Letting You Go, and as far as I'm concerned, she's like the big favorite to win Supernova. However, there's also another big name, that's City Zeni, with their song Eat Your Salad. Now, I knew this song was going to be special the moment I saw this song title, and, well, as you can see from the lyrics, indeed, the first line was already, very out there. However, in an interview, City Zeni insists that their song is entirely serious, and have also confirmed that they are allowed to sing this line at Supernova, but it might be another situation for Eurovision. But yeah, who knows what's gonna happen. Yeah, these two are the main two that I think most people are talking about. So yeah, that's Supernova. Let's face it, I'm pretty sure they're gonna send Aminata. But yeah, let's see what happens. I really like Aminata's song. I hope she wins, and this could bring another good result for Latvia. And after Latvia, we have another Baltic country, which is Lithuania. Now, Lithuania is going back to their usual Pabandomish Naujo national final, and this year there's been a few names that have been talked about a lot on Twitter. one of which actually got last place in last night's heat. Hint, hint. But otherwise, yeah, a few big names that people have talked about are Yeva Zasmilskaite, who, as I'm recording this, actually won her heat last night. Gebrasi, who last year took part also in PIN and got second place after the Roop, and also Ruda Loop, which I've not heard of. So yeah, no idea what they're about. And at least a personal favorite of mine was Juvile Gedvilaite, who brought a song called Lioness, which in the best way possible, or well, not necessarily the best way possible, but one way to put it, I guess, is like kind of like a nerfed only teardrops. At least it gave off that kind of vibe. So yeah, that's some of my favorites and some of Eurofan Twitter's favorites. And yeah, I also just want to say that their stage looks great this year, and it clearly looks like Lithuania wants to host Eurovision one day, and maybe they do have a Eurovision winner somewhere in there. Yeah, if they do, then they'll be the last Baltic country, coincidentally, to win Eurovision, because Estonia and Latvia both have won Eurovision in the early 2000s. But Lithuania remains the only Baltic country that hasn't won Eurovision, and maybe that will change this year, maybe it won't. We'll just have to see. Alright, and then we have Malta. Now, Malta are going back to their traditional selection format, which is called Malta Eurovision Song Contests. Very creative and all that. And also it has a lot of ads, I've heard. I haven't watched it, so I have no idea, but I've been told that the show MESC has a lot of ads in it. But whatever. A while ago they announced their participant list for MESC, and there's a few in there that I've seen a lot of people talk about. We have Emma Muscat. We also have an unrelated, Jessica Muscat. However, she goes here just by Jessica, with a K. And other names include Baklava featuring Nicole, because in the 20-second snippet that MVT, I think they're called, in the 20-second snippet that MVT posted, the song Electric Indigo was very interesting, because it was like it was violin, and then in the background there was like electronic sounds. And another interesting one, and what I could tell is some fan favorite, including myself, is Aiden, who is coming with a song called Ridmu. Now, Aiden is very interesting because not only did he write 4 other songs in the selection, he obviously also wrote his own song, which is called Ritmu, which translates to rhythm in Maltese. And that's what's unique about him, because he sometimes writes pop songs that are in the Maltese language, which is very rare nowadays. His earlier pop song named Nasep Fik was also a local hit in Malta. I actually have it in my playlist as well. It's a bop, though some people have accused it of plagiarism, but whatever. This time he's come with a song named Ritmu, and from the 20-second snippet that they posted, it sounded rather promising. And in fact, as I record this, tomorrow MVT is going to release all the songs, so I can't wait to listen to Ritmu and also Electric Indigo. However, these two are like the main ones to look out for, I think. But yeah, let's see what happens. If Ritmu wins, that would be awesome. Malta hasn't sent a Maltese language song in ages, so that might change. It might not, no idea. And then we have Moldova. Now, Moldova is also going back to its usual selection format, which is O Melody Pentru Europa. But I haven't really heard many rumored names, and in fact, news hot off the press says that most names that have submitted songs so far are actually not even from Moldova itself, and there's a lot of names from various other countries. And as I'm recording this, the submission period I think is still ongoing. I think it lasts for like another week or so. So yeah, I have no idea what's gonna happen. The national final itself, I think it's gonna be in March. So yeah, again, not really much to say because we haven't had a whole lot of rumors. Let's see if they do better than Romania this year. Which, spoiler alert, is probably not that hard to do. We'll get to it, but yeah, let's just say Romania's selection isn't all that good this year. And then we have Monaco. Now, I told you there were going to be countries that weren't going to be in Eurovision 2022, and this is one of them because we are getting some really, really exciting news from Monaco, actually. Now, Monaco is one of the most notable Eurovision microstates because so far it's the only microstate that has participated in Eurovision and won. I think it was like 1971 or something, but yeah, they won once, and then the next year, obviously they can't host it, but they hosted it in the UK, I think. But yeah, anyway, Monaco. There's a bunch of interesting news coming from Monaco that highly suggests that they want to return to Eurovision in 2023 because some local Monegasque newspapers are reporting that there is actually 100,000 euros in the 2023 budget for returning to the Eurovision Song Contest. And there's also, now as you may know, their former public broadcaster TMC, or Tele Monte Carlo, was actually absorbed by another private French broadcaster and no longer broadcasts stuff about Monaco, let's just say. However, in September this year, another new broadcaster is going to be launched, and it's called Monte Carlo Riviera, and it is expected that this is going to be the new public broadcaster for Monaco, and it's going to be owned 100% by the Monegasque government, which is really exciting. So let's see what they do. I just want to say that 100,000 euros is actually almost 4 times Montenegro's budget for participation this year. So yeah, it's really, really exciting things, and one is theorizing that maybe Monaco might have been motivated by how well the French language entries did in Rotterdam, second place and third place. So maybe they want to introduce some more French back into their Eurovision game. Who knows? It's all looking very exciting though, and also very promising, unlike Andorra, which has had a lot of rumors, but nothing materialized. But yeah, Monaco looking very exciting, so, let's see what happens next year. And then we have Montenegro. Now, in the last segment about Monaco, I accidentally revealed Montenegro's participation budget. So, oops, but before we get to that, let's get to the representative who they internally selected to be Vladina with her song Breathe. In a press conference, Vladina confirmed that the song will be sung in English because, quote, she wants to send a message beyond the Balkans. And there's also going to be this piano section, apparently, which I'm pretty sure they're going to just get a piano on stage. The genre is described as, quote, a ballad-like pop song, whatever that means. And the song is also co-written by someone named Darko Dimitrov, who also co-wrote some other songs, including North Macedonia 2019, Albania 2020, as well as Serbia 2021. Now, you might look at North Macedonia 2019 and say, oh, he looks promising. However, he's also written a number of other Balkan ballads before that has, let's just say, fallen rather flat. So, he's kind of hit or miss. So, yeah, I don't know, really what to expect other than, Balkan ballad. And in the press conference, Vladina also mentioned that the participation budget for Montenegro is actually only 28,000 euros, which is the lowest of all countries this year. So, yeah, that's I guess kind of unfortunate, but at the same time, it also feels like you know they actually have a participation budget this year, unlike 2021. So I guess it's okay, but yeah, Montenegro's gonna participate this year. And finally, in the press conference, Vladimir mentioned that the song will probably be released by the end of February. So I guess there's something to look out for if you're paying attention to Montenegro. So yeah, that's an interesting proposal. We'll see what happens to it. And then we have the Netherlands, the host country of Eurovision 2021. Now, they have already announced their internally selected representative, which is going to be S10 or Steen, depending on how you want to pronounce it, because, in Dutch, the word teen means 10, so Steen, that's where her stage name comes from. Anyway, yeah, they're going to be sending her to Turin, and apparently the song's going to be in Dutch, which is interesting because I think the last time they had a Eurovision song in Dutch, I think was like 2006 or something like that. In any case, it's been a while since they sent a Dutch language song, and well done to the Dutch broadcaster for taking bold steps, because usually they like to send English songs. But this time they're sending a song in Dutch, which is very unique. And there's also been rumors going around on Twitter that the song that she's bringing might be called Dans My in Our House, which in Dutch translates to Dance Me Home. So, no idea if that's true, and I listened to it once, and unfortunately I've forgotten about the song now. But yeah, this Dance My in Our House might be her Eurovision song, because it's the one song on her recent EP that hasn't been released yet. So yeah, that might be the case. I don't really have much else to say. And maybe the Netherlands is gonna do well this year. Who knows? And our next country is North Macedonia. Now, usually they like to internally select their representatives, or at least that's what they've done in the past couple of years. But this year, they've kind of, let's just say, jumped on the national final bandwagon, and they've decided they're going to do their own kind of little national final as well. And it's called Za Eurosong 2022, which means for Eurovision. By the way, yeah, in the Balkans, they like to call Eurovision Eurosong. I have no idea why. But yeah, in any case, they're going to be doing a national final called Za Eurosong 2022. And according to Eurovision Fund, the format is actually going to be similar to ESCZ in that they're going to have videos of the participants performing their songs, rather than having a bunch of people in a live audience watching them perform. I guess there's both because of COVID and also because it's just cheaper that way. And yeah, there's gonna be 6 finalists. I haven't really heard much else. No dates, no nothing. But yeah, it looks rather promising, and given the Eurofans' support for North Macedonia in Junior Eurovision last year, maybe we'll see North Macedonia do well in Turin as well. Let's see what happens. After that, we have Norway. Now, as I record this yesterday, Norway actually did its first heat or semi-final of their normal selection format, MGP. And right now there are 2 big names that most people are talking about, which are Subwoofer and LC Bay. And personally, I'm on Team LC Bay. If you follow me on Twitter, you'll know that. You'll see it very clearly. I've shown very clear support for her. But yeah, these 2 are the big names that most people are talking about. They both happen to be direct finalists. The system is kind of weird, but I guess it just kind of shows NRK's preference, I suppose. And to this day, no one really still knows for sure who's under the mask of Subwoofer. Some are saying it's Joust from Norway, I think 2017. Some people are saying Ylvis. If you may remember from 2012, 2011, or something like that. The What Does the Fox Say brothers. Some people think it's them. Some people think it's Zhao. Some people think it's neither of them. And I've been, Elsie Bay told me that she knows. Yes, she uses Twitter and actually follows me. Slight flex. Elsie Bay told me that she knows, and she'll tell me after MGP ends. Let's see what happens with that. And right now, Elsie Bay is indeed the favorite to win MGP. However, not by a huge margin. On the Eurovision odds I last checked, I think it was 25% for Elsie Bay and then 22 or 21% for Subwoofer. So they're hot on her heels, if you will. These two are the main two that people are talking about. It could even get a little divisive, but last night we saw the first heat, in which Elsie Bay also performed her song "Death of Us." I must say the performance was a little underwhelming. The staging really does need to be improved. However, her vocals were on point. Let's see what happens with her grand final performance. I hope she wins. Maybe it's just me, maybe some other people feel the same, but with the right staging, the right camera angles, the right interpretations, this could be a Eurovision winner, like genuinely, or at the very least a top 5 or top 10er easily. So let's just hope Elsie improves her staging for the grand final, and good luck to her, lykke til, as they say in Norwegian. And then we have Poland, which is a big mess, because originally it was going to be internal selection that would be announced on the 2nd of January, and then that became the 15th of January, and as I record this, it's way past that already, and then suddenly it became a national final, and the name of the national final is Krajowe Eliminacje, I think, and it's going to be held on the 19th of February, and there's a few names in there that people are talking about. As I understand it, a fan favorite is Paranoia by Daria. I heard that song and it sounded like an NQ to me, but whatever. Another name is Kuba, who is coming with a song named Lovesick. I listened to that and it wasn't very interesting either. And then we also have Lydia Kopania with a song called Why Does It Hurt? And I think she represented Poland somewhere in the 2000s. No idea. But another fan favorite is actually Christian Oakman with a song named River. I think he won The Voice Poland a while ago. Could be promising. I have no idea. And another name that some people have talked about are Unmute, who are actually a deaf group, as in DEAF. And they're coming with a song with 0 vocals, as in all of their lyrics are going to be performed via sign language, which is very interesting. However, as someone pointed out on Twitter, unless the backing track is amazing, this is not going to go anywhere. So, let's see what happens. But yeah, Poland suddenly going from an internal selection to a national final, just a big mess. Next, we have Portugal, who are going back to their usual selection format, which is Festival da Canção 2022. It's not usually 2022, but you get it. And by the way, Festival da Canção literally just translates to song contest, so that's fun. And a while ago, they already announced their songwriters, which include Aurea, which I've heard is a fan favorite. And they also had all of them gather in this park and take a picture for some weird reason. But anyway, that aside, the songs themselves are going to be revealed in a couple of days as I record this. So future Rigel, let me know how it goes. Is there a potential winner in there, or is it just weak, or is it just telemovies? That's pretty much it about Portugal. I have no idea what to expect from them. Yeah, let's see what happens. And then we have Romania. Now they're doing their selection format Selecția Națională again, and this year just doesn't seem very strong at all. Even some of my favorites in there just feel like borderline qualifications, if at all. But some people like some of the songs. I have no idea. I've put up a few names here that you may or may not like. Some of them are my favorites. Some of them are Eurofan favorites. And yeah, there's 46 songs, so I didn't bother going through every single one. But yeah, from what I understand, these names that I've put up here, that I'm not even gonna try and pronounce, are the fan favorites. So yeah, you can just go through them and see what you think. And as far as I'm concerned, yeah, these are the strongest songs. We haven't missed some hidden gem or something, because there are people who actually went through all 46 songs. Bless their souls. But yeah, Romania's selection this year is just not very strong at all. If they qualify, that's gonna be very lucky. I really thought they would qualify last year, but well, they didn't. So yeah, let's see what happens. I'm not particularly hopeful. Then we have Russia. Now, on the surface, it seems like Russia has been, dead silent. But in fact, I've seen some rumors and various other sources that pretty much confirm that Russia is going to go with someone named Klava Koka for Eurovision 2022. And we know that, well, we highly suspect that because Klava Koka recently cancelled all of her concerts between February and May. That's a somewhat suspicious time period. And also, a while ago, last month actually, Kirkorov was somewhere in Moscow or St. Petersburg, I forgot, and then he invited Klava Koka to some sort of event, and he said something along the lines of, Klava Koka is a special guest here, and you will find out why in 2 weeks. And well, it's been more than 2 weeks since that announcement, but nothing has come to fruition. However, it is still highly suspected that it's going to be Klava Koka for Russia Eurovision 2022. I listened to her most recent single, which is called La La La. It was fine. It wasn't like wow, amazing. It was fine, but yeah, not super impressed. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Russia's going to go with Klava Koka. If they don't, I have no idea, because the other big rumored name was Alexander Panayotov, and he said recently himself that he had not been contacted by the broadcasters. So yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna be at Klava Koka, but we'll see what happens. And then we have San Marino. Now, you might remember earlier in the Czech Republic segment that I said that Alice Mraz got second place, but stay tuned. Well, here she is. In the auditions list, someone noticed a certain Alishka Mrazova, and that's the real name of Alice Mraz. And indeed, some people caught a picture of Alice Mraz and her dancers auditioning for Una Voce per San Marino, which happens to be San Marino's second ever national final. And for a while, Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter was on here as well, but I think she pulled out for some reason. No idea what it was, but yeah, Charlie Chaplin's granddaughter was for a while in the Sammarinese national selection, which is insane. And as I record this, actually tomorrow they're going to announce their 60 semifinalists. As if this 46 songs from Selecția Națională weren't enough. We're dealing with 60 semifinalists for San Marino. How do we deal with this? But yeah, San Marino are going with a national final with a format that is somewhat similar to San Remo. So yeah, let's see what happens. Maybe they're going to qualify again. Maybe they're going to get the best result again. But yeah, who knows? Next, we have Serbia. Now, a few days ago, the Eurovision site announced that Serbia would be using national selection format known as Pesma za Eurovision 22, which translates to Song for Eurovision 22. And they also showed the 36 semifinalists and the names of their songs. Now, in there's a few standouts. I don't know many of them, frankly. But one that a lot of people have been talking about on Twitter is Sarah Joe, who's coming with a song named Mushkarchina. I have no idea what that means, but Sarah Joe is a very hyped name among Eurofans, and I think she's also popular in Italy as well. She actually speaks Italian, I think, which is interesting. And another name that I want to point out is Zoria Pajic, who's coming with a song named Zoria, but that's not the main interesting point about this. She actually said in an Instagram live, like I think yesterday, that her backing vocalist is going to be none other than Sanja Vucic, who you might remember from this year's Hurricane. Not this year, last year's Hurricane. She was the black-haired girl in Hurricane, so she's gonna be the backing vocalist for Zoria, which is gonna be very interesting. So yeah, that's Serbia. Now the songs haven't come out yet, so I have no idea what to expect. Maybe they'll send a banger, maybe they'll send a ballad. So yeah, let's see what Serbia brings us for Turin. Now, this is going to be another short one because we're looking at Slovenia, which I don't know much about. I only know that they're doing this selection format called EMA, and in EMA there's also this kind of small form or diminutive form called EMA Fresh, in which a bunch of young artists and unknown artists can kind of battle it out, and I think 4 of them will get to compete in the big EMA. So yeah, that's about it. I don't really know much. I've heard that the final for EMA Fresh is happening at the end of January, and EMA itself is gonna happen somewhere during February. So yeah, that's all I really know at this point. I haven't heard any particular big names that's like wowed anyone. So yeah, that's about it with Slovenia. Let's see what happens with them in Turin. Now we have Spain, and they are going with a brand new national selection, which is Benidorm Fest, and as you might imagine, it takes place in Benidorm. And this one is special because there's going to be 14 artists, 2 semifinals, and a final, all taking place during the last week of January. And if my schedule is not mistaken, I'm pretty sure the next Eurovision 2022 song is gonna come from Spain. And Benidorm Fest has actually been widely regarded by at least Eurofans to be so far the best national selection. And so far the only not fully revealed national selection that might surpass it is UMK. UMK is also regarded as having a very high quality of songs so far, and it might be better than Benidorm. But right now, of all the national selections with all the songs revealed, I think, and a lot of Eurofans think, that Benidorm Fest is the best right now. That probably will get surpassed by San Remo and or Melfest, or Melody Festivalen. But yeah, right now, most people think that Benidorm Fest is the highest quality national selection, which I think says a lot because, about this new Spanish delegation, because, they changed the delegation, they changed some people in RTVE, and it's looking a lot more promising in the Eurovision aspect. So, and in fact, Spain right now in the odds is actually top 10, or sometimes it even goes up to top 5, which is incredible. If you tried showing this to someone in like 2020, they'd freak out. To be fair, they also freak out at Bulgaria, but whatever. But yeah, we also have a few big fan favorites here, which are Tanju Gueras, Raiden, Lunaki, and Rigoberta Bandini. I personally also really like Vari Brava, but these 4 that I mentioned here are the big favorites. My favorite is also Tanju Gueras, but Yeah, because it's like a really different sound that no one really expects from Spain. So yeah, there's gonna be two semifinals and a final, all taking place at during the last week of January. The final itself is on the 29th, so look out for Spain's song on that day, and I think it's gonna be great. Let's hope it's great, and let's hope Spain gets a really good result in Turin this year. Then we have Sweden. Now, Sweden are going with their traditional prestigious national selection, Melodifestivalen, or sometimes called Melfest. And in stark contrast to MGP this year, Sweden has actually got a lot of big names in there. Just to name a few, we have Omar Rudberg, John Lundvik, who represented Sweden in 2019, Clara Harmström, Alvaro Estrella, Anna Bergendahl, Faith Kakembo, Leah Mu, so on and so forth. There's a lot of big names in there, and it's also like as usual, it's one of the big hyped Eurovision countries. For a good while, it was first place in the odds, but right now, I think it's been overtaken by Italy. And a bit before that, it was weirdly enough Australia that took the crown. But yeah, Sweden is very hyped in Eurovision, and they've also got a ton of big names here. I don't really know what to expect because it's Sweden. It's just like most people just expect like generic pop. But yeah, let's see what happens. They haven't revealed their songs yet. I have no idea when they will. But Melfest itself is going to take place in March. So yeah, let's see what happens. And now Switzerland. Now I don't really have much to say about this. They're going with an internal selection, and they say they're going to announce it in early 2022, but that is extremely vague. One has the feeling that they already have made the decision or are about to make the decision based on their schedules. However, obviously we don't know anything. In their selection criteria, they said that songs should have a clear and easy to understand message, which makes people suspect they want English songs this time. But of course, it's Italy. Maybe they want a song in Italian as well. So who knows, really? There's been some rumors, but they haven't really been proven or disproven. There's not like particular big names have signed up, I don't think. At least not that I've heard. So yeah, I have no idea when Switzerland's gonna announce. It might be March, might be February, it might be this month. So yeah, that's Switzerland. I don't have much else to say about it. And then we have Ukraine, which is going back to the usual selection format called Vidbir, or well, it's actually a full thing, but Vidbir just means selection in Ukrainian. It's just Eurofans that call it Vidbir, frankly, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, Ukraine are going back to the Vidbir selection. I just said selection. Good job. Anyway, yeah, sorry, I keep rambling today. They're gonna announce their artists on the 24th, which is just over a week away as I record this, and there are a lot of rumored and or confirmed names. At the bottom here, I've already posted the screenshot from an article which lists some of the confirmed names that have sent in their songs. And spoiler alert, one of them is terrible. I think is a former junior Eurovision participant for Ukraine called Sofia Ivanko, who's rebranded to Sophie Ivy. And she submitted a song called Casino, and for lack of a better word, it's cringe. Anyway, sorry, getting off topic. Another rumored name is Kalush, and this is of particular attention because one of the members called Ihor is also actually in Go A, and it's been rumored that they may have submitted a song last minute. We can't confirm that until we get the full artist list. which by the way is going to be around 10. There's going to be around 10 artists participating in Vidbeer this year. And it will take place on the 12th of February. And also another rumored name, actually, well, it's a confirmed name. We even have a song, is Aria who's going with a song named Mavka. And I haven't heard it yet, just in case she doesn't get selected and we all get disappointed. But yeah, Aria is going with a song named Mavka, which apparently has a lot of ethnic sounds. So, that's exciting. In any case, Ukraine's are always a really interesting Eurovision country, so can't wait to see what they come up with. And now we're on to our last Eurovision 2022 country, alphabetically, which is the United Kingdom. Now, a lot of people were surprised when the BBC for once decided to tweet about Eurovision before February, and they tweeted that they were going to work with a record label named Tap Music, or TAP Music, I have no idea, and they were going to internally select, well, not internally, I'm not actually sure, but I'm pretty sure they're going to internally select a candidate for representing the UK in Eurovision in Turin. So, now, a name that's been passed around quite a bit is Chelsea Grimes. She's worked with big names before, and last year she also commentated on the semi-finals of Eurovision 2021. So, she's been involved with Eurovision in a way. She's also written songs, again, for big names, and she also sings herself. But, many suspect that she is going to be involved in the Eurovision 2022 entry one way or another, either as a singer or a songwriter. No one has any idea, but after that Tap Music announcement, the BBC has once again gone into utter silence. So I have no idea what to expect, but obviously we're gonna get something either in or before March. So not really sure what to expect. Maybe they're gonna not get 0 points again, so let's see what happens. Now, I said that the United Kingdom is the last country alphabetically for Eurovision 2022, but that doesn't mean I'm done talking about countries. The Vatican City is holding a festival, or song festival, called Festival della Canzone Cristiana, which translates to Christian Song Contest. And there's going to be a bunch of participants here, which if you translate the names of these for these songs, you will find that they are, as the name of the festival may suggest, highly Christian in nature. However, I've also read that the winner and the runner-up of this song contest will get to participate in Sanremo Giovanni next year, which is basically kind of like Sanremo for newcomer artists. And the winner of Sanremo Giovanni can also go to proper Sanremo as well, if I'm not mistaken. So that's really interesting. But this is gonna be sponsored, I think, by the Sanremo municipality. So Sanremo is not just the name of the festival; it's also the name of a place. It's gonna be sponsored by the Sanremo municipality. So one wonders whether the Vatican City might actually debut in Eurovision someday. Now, because you look at this list of countries that are eligible to participate in Eurovision, but have not done so, obviously you see a dissolved country. Czechoslovakia doesn't exist anymore, but most of the other countries are just Arab countries which don't participate because Israel. And then you have the Vatican City, which has a broadcaster of its own called Radio Vaticano or something like that. The Vatican City is technically eligible to join Eurovision, and one wonders whether this Festival della Canzone Cristiana is just another step towards that. So, very interesting developments coming from the Vatican City, and let's see what happens. Alright, now that we've gone through all the countries, let's look at some previous assumptions that some of us might have made about Eurovision 2022 and see how they've been holding up so far. Now, our first one is that, whether there would be a lot of Italian cliches in Eurovision 2022 from all the countries. And the answer is, well, no. From a lot of the national selections so far, the songs with Italian flavors in them aren't really getting a lot of attention, rightly or wrongly so. And instead, of course, most countries are just focusing on what's good, what's skillful and such with their national selections. There was this one band who, in Fix 60, who come from a group of Albanian minorities in Italy. However, they didn't even come close to winning. So yeah, there's that. And in other selections, either the Italian-themed songs aren't going anywhere, or there's just no Italian-themed songs at all. So, other than the EBU kind of making fun of Italy, we haven't had a lot of Italian cliches so far. And our second assumption, it was going to be that there was going to be a lot of rock in Eurovision 2022 because Måneskin won in May last year, and people would naturally assume that there'd be a lot of rock. And, well, yes and no, but I tend more towards no. Because, yes, while indeed Bulgaria did send a rock song this year, a lot of the other countries don't look set to go down that path. A lot of national selections also have rock songs. Norway has one. The Czech selection, ESCZ, had one. And, among others. But at the moment, at least, with the ones that we've already selected or are looking set to select, not a lot of rock songs seem to be the favorite right now. Like, at the moment, I think the favorite rock song that may be selected is Hurricane by Cyan Kicks in the Finnish selection, UMK. Or the song from The Rasmus, which is going to come out anytime now as I'm recording this. But yeah, there's not actually a lot of rock that looks set to win their national selections. So I guess you can kind of breathe a sigh of relief for that, or not, if you like rock. But whatever, yeah, there's not a lot of rock that I'm seeing that has potential to win their national selections. But what I have seen a lot that may or may not win the national selections or are confirmed for Eurovision are female ballads. So, for example, like I said earlier, Greece and Montenegro both chose female singers with ballads, and the favorite in Latvia for Supernova is Aminata with a ballad. In Lithuania, we have Ieva Zasimauskaitė also with a ballad. And obviously in Norway, we have LCB with her, I guess you could call it a ballad. I don't know, like pop ballad type thing. But yeah, there's actually a shocking amount. Oh yeah, and I forgot to talk about Australia because Charlie's song, which is called I Suck at Being Lonely, I heard a demo of it and it was a ballad. So yeah, a lot of female ballads this year, almost an unexpected amount. So I guess they're kind of gonna have to battle it out in Turin and see, may the best female ballad win or something, and let's see what happens. And also, I want to mention a couple of important dates for Eurovision in the next 2 months. The first one is the 12th of February, where we'll have Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, and Ukraine select their Eurovision songs. So that's 4 Eurovision 2022 songs in one day. And there's also Heat 2 of Melfest if you care about that. And our next big day is just a week after that, when we'll have at least 5 songs selected for Eurovision 2022. And why do I say at least 5? Because there are some national selections with as yet unconfirmed dates that could take part on these days. So the 5 confirmed ones are Una Voce per San Marino, San Marino, Dora for Croatia, MESC for Malta, MGP for Norway, and Krajowe Eliminacije for Poland. Now, there are 2 extra national selections that may or may not be taking place on this day as well. The first one being EMA for Slovenia, and the second one being C'est vous qui décidez for France, which I've been told either will take place on the 19th or the 26th of February. So that's potentially 7 Eurovision 2022 songs in one day. And, well, it comes down to you whether which one you want to watch. I personally think I'm gonna watch MGP and MESC, but the other ones are also gonna be very interesting. So just make your own choice. However, yeah, this day is called Super Saturday for a good reason. And finally, another big day for Eurovision songs is the 5th of March, when Denmark, Moldova, Romania, and Serbia will be selecting their songs as well. And also the week after that, on the 12th of March, we're going to have Sweden, Iceland, and Portugal select their entries for Eurovision 2022 as well. So those can be very interesting as well. And also Unser Lied für Turin is also taking place in March. With no idea on the exact date. So there's also that to look out for. So yeah, these are some important dates if you want to watch national finals. Those are going to be the big days that you want to watch. And also, I forgot to mention the 5th of February, because that's when San Remo happens. And if you're a San Remo fan, you definitely need to keep that day on your calendar. So that was an overview of where we're at so far in the Eurovision 2022 season. What did you think of the information and rumors so far? And are you excited for what's to come? Let me know in the comments below. And also, if you've got other rumors or information for Eurovision 2022, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to read them. But in any case, thank you for watching. If you've stuck through the whole thing, that requires a lot of patience. And whether you stuck through the whole thing or not, I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.